Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Halloween! First off, we're going to kick things off with an October 2024 game break here in just a second. I just wanted to wish everybody a nice, warm, candy-filled, sugary, delicious, or whatever it is that your treats are. No tricks! I heard somebody got some books. Not okay. Pulled pork, though? That's all right. Drex is up here making some noise as his ma just got home, so we might see a Drex sighting or two along the way. But hey, you guys, hopefully you're having a great afternoon / evening, depending on where you are. Still pretty early here. It's only 5 p.m. It's not even dinner time yet. In fact, it's still quite light out. I'm sure the kiddos are all dressed for success and ready to make those baskets or sacks filled with candies. I know that's what I would be doing at this time. You know, one of my favorite holiday moments or Halloween moments was one year I tried really hard to incorporate, there was these goop guns, these goop blaster guns, and I tried to make myself into like a punk kid. So I had like a white t-shirt and I painted it all like red and green and like, you know, it was all ragged and kind of gross, and I had a Rambo bandana on, and really I just wanted to go around and shoot people. It didn't hurt anybody. They were just these little slime balls basically. And I wanted that really bad. And I remember being told, like, that's a bad idea, especially if you shoot the wrong person or something, you're going to end up in trouble. And we did find ourselves hoofing it pretty fast a couple of times to get away from some crowds that we launched some stuff. There's me and like 3 or 4 of my friends had them. And it was just what you did that year because it was super cool. I mean, not really, but it was. But anyways, October, what a uneventful month. Not really, actually. We actually went and saw my mom. It was her birthday, and I got some photos and some videos of the beach. But first, let's talk about our stats. Now, this is not a look at me. This is a big thanks. It's kind of an appreciation moment. And real quick, let's check out last month's stats. We actually flipped over 209,000 subscribers, which is pretty awesome. But at the end of the day, only a handful of those are seemingly active. That's more of a bookmark. So the good news is we've helped out more than 209,000 people that have felt least like they needed to bookmark our particular stuff. So that feels pretty good. 209,000 is pretty awesome. We've dipped down quite a bit. In fact, we were getting, you know, somewhere around 2,000 subs per month, and that's fallen quite a bit. And this month, although we flipped 210,000, it's almost an exact 1,000 subscribers from end to end, right? But at the same time, you can see the number has actually declined to 847. Views dropped about 60,000 or so, which, you know, still pretty awesome. There's still, I mean, 610,000 views from you guys is still unbelievable for me. Like, it really is. And I cannot thank you guys enough. Again, this is kind of a dream come true to get to do this. And, you know, with your guys' support, you know, from Patreon and merchandise and watching our videos with the ads playing and skipping them from time to time too, of course. It's really been awesome, and I can't thank you guys enough. Now, on top of all this, we actually hit a really big milestone. Those of you who have been watching on the daily have heard me talk about it. Let's see, it was Wednesday, my dudes. I believe it was. We flipped a pretty big overall milestone. I'm waiting for the button to click on. Booyakasha! Look at that. Your channel has gotten 100 million. 100 million and 165K. So we've already gained almost, and this was taken yesterday. Yeah. So, you know, we definitely got a nice big jump already in more views. So thank you so much for all your support, guys, on and off the streams. I know the streams aren't big for everybody, but there's definitely some that's very meaningful to them, and I appreciate you all. So big ups, big thanks, and booyakasha to that. Now, next up, I wanted to talk about the sky. As most of you know, there has been some unusual activities happening lately, and some Aurora Borealis type stuff has been happening depending on where you are and what your views are like. And the other night, I got a phone call from my mom. This was actually just kind of a random photo that I took right here, but I got a random phone call from my mom telling me, you know, hey, you should go check out the night sky. Like, it's you can't see it with the naked eye, but take some photos. And I was like, all right, Mom, like if I can't see it with the naked eye, then it's not really seeing it, right? That was kind of like my theory on it. And I still stand behind that. So I went outside and I took this photo. and it was just like creepy. And then like the next night, she called me again and said, "Oh my gosh, we're getting some amazing photos. Are you seeing this?" And I was like, "Mom, it's cloudy. No, I'm not seeing this." But whoops, wrong button. But so she told me to go out and said, "Okay, I know you can't see with your eyes, but go actually look with your phone." And so I went out there, and this is what I saw. It's a little blurry. I was moving when I took the photo, but not good. I mean, you can almost see like some purple or something there, right? So I was kind of like, all right. So I went back inside and I told my mom, I was texting her, like, I'm not seeing nothing. Sorry. And she started sending over all these like beautiful pink and purple and green photos. I'm like, oh my God. And she only lives about 40 minutes away, probably 45, 50 miles or so. Probably not even that really from house to house. But anyways, so like an hour goes by and Reese comes home and he's like, "Dude, I just got some crazy photos out front." I was like, "Of the sky?" And he was like, "Yeah." So I went back out there and this is what I saw. I was like, "What the crap? Like that's downtown. It's light. That's not nothing. It's kind of even cloudy. What do you mean you're seeing?" And then I went back inside and he goes, "Oh yeah, we were out so and so." I said, "You told me you were right out front." He goes, "Well, no, I could see it out front still, but we were out in the fields where there's no lights and pollution or whatever." So a few minutes goes by and I walk back out there. I was like, one more try, and I'm so glad I did. So here you can kind of start to see like there is no Photoshop or any kind of effects being used here. This is literally just my camera. So technically there are effects being used. Let's be honest about this. There's definitely been a lot of photos posted of this lately. And ultimately they, they're only visible. So the cameras are picking up stuff that we're not, is what I'm getting at. The sky here, I couldn't see any of the purple. Look again, purple. Like, and my phone's having a hard time trying to focus on stuff. Like, it doesn't know. Like, I'm like tapping the button, like you could tap the button to focus, and I'm like trying to like hit the purple. I'm like, because I could see it on my phone screen. I just can't see it when I look up. So I'm hitting it, trying to focus, and it's not focusing. And it just gets worse. But what is that? Like, what is going on in the sky there? That was something I was a little bit like, what in the actual crap? So let's see if I can find this one real quick in my thing. Okay, so this is it. Look at, like, what are those squigglies? I'm trying to get the picture to get bigger. Like, what are those? Like, I was trying to figure it out. They almost look like somebody's signature, like an autograph or something, right? Like something that my phone was picking up. Who knows what that is? But ultimately had a couple of good ones too. You could see, okay, so it's dark outside and you can see like there's a little bit of light shining on my car from the neighbor's house. And look how much it's lightening that up, like lighting it up. You can even see wifey. She's got like her pants or sweats look like they're on fire. They look like they're like a turbo is blown. And so anyways, fun stuff. Not the greatest of photos, I know, but trying to see the sky. Actually, wait a minute. There should be one more. Yeah, look at that. The bums. But you can see, like, look at the purples and the blues. So anyways, fun stuff. Definitely not something that I would ever have expected to see in Oregon, but it actually happened. So pretty cool stuff. So like I said, it was an uneventful month, but there's also some pretty cool stuff. Now, at the beginning of the month, I actually finally got a pre-order that I had made way back in like June. Finally arrived. Any guesses what it'll be? Psych. I'm not going to let you guess. Look at that Lego Fortnite in the house. We got the Battle Bus, the Durr Burger, and the Loot Llama. So they actually call it a supply llama, which I thought was really weird. Like, if you're going to call it the llama, it's the Loot Llama. That's what it's always been. The Battle Bus itself actually comes with quite a few minifigs here. And again, give me a hot second to get to the photo. So you got Trespasser Elite, Battalion Brawler, Cuddle Team Leader, Cube Assassin, Bright Bomber, Adventure Peely, Raven, and Meowscles. Oh yeah, and Drift. Can't forget about Drift. So pretty cool that they all, I mean, those are all some of the early skins that you could get, and some of the kind of the funnier ones that came along the way too. And then also we also have some stuff with the loot llama. So the supply llama came with a bunch of like little trinkety type stuffs. Like you got dynamite, you got, there's the plunger. So there's definitely some things that I recognize, but some things that I don't too. Oh, it's a headless llama off with his head. So it's pretty cool though, getting those. Reese is begging to build the battle bus, but I told him no. And I see now, no, I'm not letting you guess nothing. I'm not playing a guessing game with you ever again, sir. I learned that the hard way. I see some more people showing up that I haven't said hey to. Looks like Denise, Gerg, Caleb, what's up? Welcome to the stream. It's all of our motion in the star. Yeah, it wasn't that weird though. It was just like a weird, like squiggly. Like I said, it looked like somebody's signature or something. And I'm sure it was just some weird like ISO, like the camera lens was open and like I was probably shaking or something, right? That's probably what it was. It was probably just a star, but because I was zoomed in and my hand has a little tremor to it, that's probably what it was. Can't be too sure though. Now, I mentioned we went to my mom's for the beach as well, and that was actually quite fun. We saw all sorts of good weather and bad weather. We had an interesting experience at the restaurant, which some of you have heard already. I'll tell kind of a short version of that. But first, let's check out the old beach. Some of you have seen this before, some of you have not. This is actually from the second-story balcony of my mom's place. That is a golf course right below. That is the bay area over on the right side and the Pacific Ocean on the left. Just one more time. If you look out the window to your left, oh, that's cool. It's not working. There we go. Where we go to the beach is actually right about there, right where that tree is, all the way down at the end. So not quite on the bay side, but on the other side of the ocean. Drex absolutely loves it there. You can see he just chills and watches the golfers and all the people and things, the pelicans and things that fly by, because we've been having a lot of pelicans this last couple of weeks. I guess it's time for them to migrate. So they out of here, man. And beach was, for some reason, my phone was really overdriven. Like it's very white and washed out. It was really nice and sunny out, but it sort of took all the whites and washed them. So there you can see that was my stepdad and my their dog Roxy. There's the birthday gal right there with wifey and Drexler, the star of this show. You can see he's got to sniff every blade of grass and drop a little dribble on there too to claim his spots. And back, nope, I smelled something. I caught a scent. There was another dog here. He's a weirdo like that, but we, as per usual, kept him on the 50-foot lead just to give us a chance to catch him, because sometimes he's got that prey drive and he'll see a bird or another dog or something, and with the dogs, he doesn't want to hurt anybody. He's literally just wanting to play and say hi. He's kind of a nightmare at like a dog park too, because although he's off leash and he can run freely, he's really loud. He bark, like play with me, run. And as long as you're running and playing with him, he's super awesome. But if you're not, he'll get all up in your face and be like, hey, you, come on, run, let's go, come on, bark. That's just kind of how he rolls. Let's see here. Anybody else showing? Hey, Scalloway, what is up? Let's see here. Now, next up, we've got, Frisbee. Wifey got right in the way right as Roxy caught the Frisbee. She is an amazing wolf fetcher, really. She can go and catch anything and everything. And that's a big prideful thing for my stepdad. He loves showing that off because she's got some pretty good skills. Speaking of skills, I also have a dog with some skills. This dude can dig you a hole. If you got an irrigation system, you need some sprinklers worked on, you got something that needs to be dug up, look at that focus. That focus is unmatched by anybody. He's sure that there is something in there, but he's just not quite sure where it is. One of these days, I should totally grab a bone and bury it in the sand and see if we can find it. What up, Sonny? I see you sliding in here. Let's see here. Next up, we've got... Oh, they're playing! Roxy won't ever let Drex just dig. She always comes up and either sits in the spot or jumps on him and then basically does what, he does to other dogs. There he goes! And there you can see the lead following behind him. He drags that thing all over. I'm sure it's a little bit of a workout, too, because he's pulling it, but Ultimately, still fun stuff. Look at him go! Look at him go! He comes back over this way, up over the crest here in a second. There he is. They just love each other. They love jumping and pounding on each other. One thing I don't like is the teeth clacking. How they just like, they get those snouts all, and just boom, just mouth to mouth, like, or just aggressive teeth clanking, and all that stuff drives me so bad. I'm just always so worried somebody's gonna break a tooth or something. But what up, Brian D? I see you sliding in here. And okay, so this is Depot Bay. We went to lunch. This was on Sunday, so this was the following day. That was all on Saturday. Real quick before I tell the story about Depot, we went out to a really high-end restaurant, like really high-end, like very expensive. And I'm not just saying like 10, 20 bucks a plate. I'm saying like $50, $60 a plate for like simple stuff, but good stuff too, like halibut, Parmesan encrusted halibut, and all sorts of. But like I mentioned before, my salad was like $25 plus. I think it was like $7 or $8 for chicken, so it ended up being like a $32 salad or something around there. It's been a couple weeks, so I don't remember, but we went there. My mom and I both ordered separate things, and luckily for us, it didn't have any cucumbers in any of the salad mixes, because both my stepdad and my wife both got stuff that had a salad mix with cucumbers. And unfortunately, those cucumbers were just riddled with this gross, slimy mucus. And again, I'm not going to state the name of the place, but it's some place we go a lot. My mom actually knows the owner real well, and sadly, they weren't there that night. They ended up comping our whole entire meal, and nobody got sick because there was really none of the cucumbers consumed. Wifey went to go take a bite, and there was actually two. They were like sliced, like in like almost like fries, like flat, and so she went to go peel the top one off, and it was just like trying to peel a slug off of the cement, and not normal. Definitely not standard cucumber behavior. So she made a mention of it, and everyone kind of checked their plates, and I was just chomping away like, I ain't got no cucumber on mine, I'm good. And then my stepdad realized that he got like the halibut burger or something, and he was like halfway through the second half of it. And then he realized that the cucumber had been right up on that half of the bun and stuff. So he was a little bit grossed out, and he actually went from like, ha 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 ha, to where's the manager? Like, I don't think I've seen him go from 0 to 60 that fast, but he did. And got the manager. Like I said, they comped everything. They covered all of our drinks and everything. And I mean, overall, it was probably like, I would say it was roughly like a $150 to $200 meal, and then tip. We left a significant tip just because, people still worked. They didn't do it on purpose, right? Like, things happen. So we basically left them an oversized tip to make them feel like we were going to come back there again. So definitely something I am a little bit suspect for, but yeah. So the next morning we went over to have lunch. It was kind of a lunchy time at one of our favorite Mexican restaurants. And it's in Depot Bay, and we slid over to the Depot side real quick to take a picture. Now, that's not the bay, that's actually the Pacific Ocean, but there's a lot of crashing and booming that goes in through here. Pretty cool stuff. There was actually some birds a little bit before this photo was taken. I couldn't tell what they were. My stepdad knew what they were, and they were a really weird name. Like, I can't even remember. I'm not even going to try, but had an amazing lunch there. It was delicious. And then we made it back to the beach for a little bit. So it did clear off. And right before we left, we dipped down there for probably a half an hour, 45 minutes. But there was this sequence. As I zoomed in, I could see more. So I just wanted to show you guys this. It was kind of cool. So like, I'm literally standing in the same place, just zooming in more and more and more. But like, isn't that wild? Like, there's people out there, I promise. So anyways, fun stuff. Mom had a great birthday. It's not always, it's not often that we get to spend her birthday with her. She's usually a busy gal, and they do a lot of things like go to Hawaii and Arizona. They got lots of family in Arizona and California, so they're basically bouncing over all over the place. And then they have houses over in Bend, which was about 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours from us here. So like I said, we don't always get to spend the birthday with her. We always see her around her birthday, but it was nice to get to hang with her and stay there. And unfortunately, Muffy nor Reese was able to make that trip. But maybe next time. So moving forward, we've got potential golf hour tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding. That is true, but that's not what's happening. And I'm still watching. There's an RS3. It's a yellow one. I know Nam will be happy to hear that I'm not looking at a white one at the moment. But there's a Python yellow one that they only made like 40 of them or 50 of them or something in the year that I'm looking at least according to the poster. If it drops a little bit more, it'll probably sell. But if it drops a little bit more and it doesn't sell, I might make a jump on it. I really want the Golf R, but I'm just tired of waiting. And I also hear so many terrible things about functionality and issues, steering assist issues requiring steering wheel replacements, lights like ghosting coming on and off, like a bunch of problems Volkswagen has pretty much never had. And everybody has a new problem when the new cars come out. Well, that's true, but it seems like it's way more that way now than it ever has. Quality on everything. I mean, we talked about this the other day. Games going gold on NES and Nintendo 64 and all of that meant the game was like polished, like it wasn't broken. And it had to be that way because you couldn't update it. You couldn't make changes or alter the final product. Once it was on the cartridge, it was on the cartridge. So, now that we have this ability to just fix things on the fly, it just seems like nobody cares about getting a polished game out. And although I do appreciate the companies that work hard to find those bugs that they couldn't find before they launched or whatever, there's plenty of companies out there that just take their sweet time with it, right? They lay off all the people and they got one person doing bug checks and stuff. So probably not accurate numbers, but just saying that's how it seems. Anyways, Septic Man, what is up? Thank you for all the Lego guides. You're welcome, man. Thanks for coming in and saying hey. But we took a vote this month too. You guys voted, at least a couple thousand of you did anyways, actually about 1,300 of you. And it was to decide what the next Lego game was going to be for our streams on Sundays. And if you see here, it actually was fairly close in the sense that I didn't think Lord of the Rings would even get above 10%. But it did. I'm happy to play whichever game you guys vote the most important or most desirable right now, and it looks like Lego Batman 3 is the winner. And guess what? We've already streamed it for a day, so it was the winner. We'll be playing that for the next couple of weeks until we get through to 100%, and then we'll take another vote, which will likely push us into 2025 live streams. And it'll be the same couple of choices. Lego Lord of the Rings, Lego Movie, and Lego Hobbit will all be there. But the fourth choice will get replaced with Lego Jurassic World. Now, I've explained this a couple of times, but apparently I did a bad job or people don't listen. No. The reason these were selected for choice is not random. We're going back to our oldest guides, the earliest games we covered. And I'm trying to play those ones, the furthest back. Now, people are asking, why didn't you play Lego Batman 1 or Lego Indiana Jones? Great questions. Unfortunately, our list of guides did not follow the same release order that the games did. So a couple of them got left behind or maybe had already come out when we started making guides. So therefore, they were not ready to be on the list. So I actually have the whole list right here. And after Lego Jurassic, the next one will be Lego Avengers, and then Star Wars The Force Awakens. And then I got to decide if I want to put Lego Worlds in there or not. And then Lego Ninjago Movie. Let's see here. Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, Lego Incredibles, Lego DC Supervillains, Lego Movie 2, and then Lego Indy. And we already did, let's see, and then Lego Batman, and then Skywalker Saga. I mean, we might play that again at some point. By the time we get through all those, it'll probably be 2027. Maybe we'll play that again. We'll have to wait and see. And yeah, so you heard your name. You weren't paying attention. Proving my point. Thank you for that. Sure you weren't trying to do that, but yeah. Hey, holidays are coming up, and we definitely have some merchandise. Now, I've said this quite a bit. Our purchases are not crazy as far as like the volume. If there's something that is missing that you would like to see us have in the store, please let me know. If there is maybe a special someone that you want to have like their name on the back, whether it's just like screen print or embroidered, or maybe you want a hat with some special stuff on it, or you want something specifically new that you'd like me to create, I'll think about any and all of those things. So just keep that in mind. We'll probably have some cyber deals coming up as it is getting to be that time of year. And it'll likely be, like a 10 or 20% off for the first 10 or 15 people. So depending on the volume of people that purchase, that might go really quick, or it might be gone instantly. Wait, I said that twice. It might be gone really quick, or it may never disappear. There may still be one from last year. Who knows? Check it out, though. On that same note, we also have a new stream schedule we'd like to share with you. Right now, we've got Power Wash with Shrek, which will take at least one more week to complete. We've got Starship Troopers taking over Tuesdays with Kirsten, Gerg, and Bobby. We're actively trying to get the platinum on that, but to be honest with you, it might be unobtainable right now. So we're going to keep on figuring things out, and if we can figure those last 2 trophies out, the rest of it's just a grind. So we can figure that out, no problem, or do the grind, no problem. Figuring it out might be the issue. Quiet Place is on Wednesdays. We got at least one more week of that before moving on. I do have some replacement games for both Monday and Wednesday as well. But Friday will continue to remain Apex, Fortnite, or for right now, Call of Duty, because we're going to slide that in for one more week. Moving forward, it will most likely just be Apex and Fortnite. But because Call of Duty is still new, and because I got Gray to get the Game Pass, which costs money, I need to help get his money out of it. So, and then Sundays, as I already mentioned, we're going to be doing Lego Batman 3 until we reach that 100%. Now, all of that being said, I want to acknowledge something. Most of you probably have already kind of thought this, but I'm going to confirm it right now. We've got a new game coming out. In fact, it's a new Lego game, and it comes out in 2 weeks. So when that drops, I am going to focus on putting out some content for it. So streams will sort of dissipate for a few days, maybe a few weeks. Now, if I'm being fully honest with you guys, I'm still not even sure what this Lego game is going to look like. I have no idea if there will be mini kits. I have no idea if there's going to be a collectible guide needed of any sort, or if it plays more like the arcade game, the Apple arcade game, Star Wars Castaways, which is a Lego game that is more of a mobile version of Lego games. And although there's lots of fun to be had there, and it looks wonderful, it is not necessarily something that requires a guide. There's not an achievement list or a trophy list. So I'm assuming because it's Gorilla, and because it's Horizon, and because it's such a big game, that there will be a trophy list. However, we're 2 weeks away, and it still hasn't leaked yet. So they're doing a really good job of keeping that tight. As soon as we get that access, I will be putting together a written trophy guide for our website with the help of Dougie Fresh, and we will continue to work on both Funko Fusion and get that finished up, as well as Lego Horizons. Now, Lego Horizons is likely going to take priority, so Funko Fusion, although it's already been sort of on pause or hiatus, it will sort of, I'm going to try to juggle it, right? Because I know a lot of people are waiting for those fun play videos, and we've got what we need to move forward. I just need to start recording, and I already actually began scouting before this game break happened, so I hope to record the preparing for fun play and the first level of fun play either tonight or before Saturday. I'm hoping to get it out on Saturday is ultimately the goal. So, yeah, but so I'll announce exactly what it'll look like and how when Wednesdays becomes done. So like when I finish the Quiet Place, whether I platinum it or just decide it's done, that will likely just remain a day off for a week or two so I can focus on both Funko and Horizon. And Mondays will likely be the same as well. Once I finish up Shrek, I'll probably let that sit for a couple of weeks while I can work on stuff. So that'll give me 3 or 4 days a week to work on project stuff, but also give me a couple days of stream stuff too. That's kind of the plan for right now as far as moving forward goes. And, if you guys got any requests of games and things you want to see in the future, by all means, drop some comments, hammer them out in the chat right now, whatever, right? So, but I do have Goat Sim 3 has a DLC that I want to check out, so that'll be taken over on Mondays. I've got Lollipop Chainsaw to take over on Wednesdays. Alan Wake has some new DLC if we want to bring Wake Wednesdays back. And there's some more things coming down the pipeline too that we'll be checking out soon. So, back to Lego Horizons, I do plan on doing a first look on the release day or as soon as I can get my hands on it. And once we do the first look, it'll probably be a couple of days before I can get anything out of Dougie Fresh. Life's been pretty crazy for him the last few months. Basically, since I pulled him out of retirement, he says life has just crashed down on him. He was literally just sitting around doing nothing much before I hit him up. And it's a good thing though, right? Like for whatever reason, the coincidence has been positive for him. Lots of good things happening. And unfortunately, it slowed down the process of the guide writing, which real life first is our motto. And, like I told him, I'm just hoping to get the written guide of Funko done before the 14th because I want to make sure that he can focus on that game. And then if he needs to answer questions for me along the way, but otherwise, yeah. But, Funko is a lot of work, with the 7 different silver chests for each level. So, 10 mini kits, right? 7 chests is a little bit light, but those chests aren't just like easy. Some of them are, but most of them you have to do tasks, find collectibles around the level or grind vinyl and pay a bunch of money for them or, so there's lots of things that are, those videos are probably going to be 30, 35 minutes long on average. Some of them will probably be 20, 25. Some of them will probably be 45 to an hour. We generally finish all of the collectibles and the levels. So, we won't be saving and exiting, but that'll be an option for you players out there. So just know that the save and exit option does work in Funko, and we'll find out if it does and if it's even needed in Horizon when it drops. Let's see here. Live channel, let's help me. Hey, from Brisbane, Australia. All right. I would attempt to say your name, but I would just get laughed at. Is it, I'll say it anyways. Tahurora? My bad, but welcome to the club of having your name botched. Denise says, I want Lego Lord of the Rings. Ben quickly stopping by. Trick-or-treaters so far. Nice, only 3. Lucky. I think we've had that many too. Although Drex hasn't been going nuts, so maybe we haven't even had any. All right, I got one last big thing here, and then that's pretty much it. Really, I want to give a shout out to all the Patreon supporters. If you don't know, patreon.com/HappyThumbsGaming is a place you can directly support the creator. Now, anywhere you go, anytime you donate or support, there's usually a little something that gets taken off the top for the service fee or whatever. Patreon is one of the better ones. I get asked that a lot. What is the best way to support the channel? And, ultimately, Patreon is the best way to support me. But when asked what's the best way to support the channel, I often sort of refer to channel memberships. The reason I state that is because part of that goes to me, part of it goes to Google too. But a membership gets gifted to an HTG viewer or HTG TV viewer. And, so ultimately, that's probably the best way to support. That was something that I always appreciated about one particular person. I won't mention names, although there was lots of super chatting that happened. There was also tons of membership donations. We have other guys around that are still here. Justin is another one that comes to mind. Ray's is often donating as well. And even if it's one, even if it's just one, that's still huge, and it's awesome. Not only are you supporting me, but you're also helping out somebody else by giving them custom badge and a chance to have some emojis and stuff too. So anyways, patreon.com/HappyThumbsGaming. Here is the $5 and up supporters. We've got $1, $2, $5, and $10. I wrote that 7 years ago, and I haven't changed it. I'm happy to add some more tiers, do different things. If you guys have good ideas, a lot of the Patreon stuff that's out there is music and things. I've always had a hard time sort of finding ways to, put myself in front of the viewers or whatever. I don't really want to do creator only or supporter only streams. I've always had a weird thing about pay gating things, and I feel like that's a weird way to go about things. I've talked about, potentially having certain level of supporters being able to play on stream. Well, although that's great, it's still a weird scenario for me because some people show their true colors, although they could be nice and they could have paid, or maybe I don't know them at all and they've just paid a bunch of money to be on stream with me. And, we've had some pretty highly racial stuff. We've had some very inappropriate, and I've immediately had to like shut people down and kick them out. And it's always a bad thing. Like it's never really affected me, but I don't really want to put myself in those situations where others may be attacked or belittled or made fun of or whatever. Right. So, there's enough hate out there right now in the world, right? There's enough anger. There's enough, well, if they do it, I'm going to do it. I'd rather share and pass around smiles and hugs and laughs than any of that. So, anyways, let's see here. You can support the channel by buying my food. I mean, listen, there's quite a few taco, offerings out there. I mean, it's like a monthly ritual that we go up there. In fact, you just passed the other day on some free tacos. It's not my fault. I was willing to feed you. Let's see here. I've only paid, I paid dearly to be on stream. That's accurate. We also have $10 and up supporters too. And in no particular order, we've got the man who writes our guides for us, Doug E. Fresh 613. Much love. Thanks for the support, Dougie. Thanks for the guides. Thanks for all of the fun times over the years. He actually has something he wants to share with you guys, but it's not my place to do it. So at some point he keeps telling me, oh, well, when this happens or when this blah, 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 blah. And he's always got an excuse. I was hoping he'd show up today, but I have not seen him yet in the chat. Next up at $10 and up on patreon.com/happythumbsgaming, we got John Bundy. Big shout out to John. John is notorious for dropping $50 membership donations, which actually result in me shouting out name after name after name after name after name. And I think he gets a kick out of it. There's been a couple of times where he showered the channel with more than 100. And, I love it. I'm grateful for the support, but boy, does my voice box not like you right now, or in those times, I guess. Right now, probably still a little angry, but anyways, appreciate the support, John, both in and out of Patreon. Next up, we got Michael Karsberg. Thank you so much for your support, Michael. Michael was one of the early adopters of Patreon and has been for a long time. And I always try to drop like a funny word or some sort of code word so he can like type it up because he lives in a very different time zone. And, it's not easy to stay up. So let's just go with something that's been relevant and something I'm continuing to work on. Funko. That's right. Funko is the magic word. All right. So next up at $10 and up Patreon support, we got April White. Thank you so much, April. Glad to have you back, both on Patreon and on the streams. It's been a nice change to have somebody nice in the stream. No, I'm just kidding. We got lots of nice people, except for that Nom guy. He's kind of the stickler of the group. But, there's always one, right? Work, family, doesn't matter where you're. There's always one. I'm just glad that the one happens to be a friend. And I know that actually hurts his feelings more than anything else I could say. Watch, he'll freak out. Friend, who said friend? I ain't your friend. Let's see here. What's Brian D saying? Hi, tomorrow, a couple weeks. What's in a couple weeks? Let's see here. Bowser Jr. Bricks. Happy Thumbs Gaming. Happy Halloween. What made you start your YouTube channel? Also, would you like Lego City 2 as the next Lego game? I would like that. That would actually be my preference out of any and all sequels or continuations for sure. Lego City 2. The chase continues. It's right there, TT. Chase McCain is the main character. The chase continues. Come on. I know that's terrible, but it is. But yes, ultimately, I would love to see that. What made me start my YouTube channel? At the time, this was 13-ish, 14-ish years ago. I was working for a online tournament community Constantly looking for trophy videos to help not only people in games but myself, and I kind of got mentioned, hey, you guys should put together something. And one of my friends who was in my SOCOM clan with me basically had money and a little bit more motivation than I did, and he knew that I had graphical capabilities and web design stuff. So he was like, listen, we're the perfect match, let's do this. And we brought in a couple of other people, and an idea was created. Happy Thumbs Gaming took us about 3 months to come up with the name. Once we had the name, it took us a day or two to come up with the logo. We tried a few different things. I'm sure somewhere I have like rough drafts of like early versions of Thumbie. I think that'd be pretty cool to see it. But yeah, and ultimately the goal was just to create high definition videos that were easy to follow. And the main reason is because they didn't really exist when we were starting to make those. There was, for every one video I found that was good, there was 10 or 12 or 13 ones that were terrible. Or, this isn't a knock at anybody and their lack of equipment, but back then there was a lot of situations where like a trophy was recorded with a video camera on a tripod looking at a screen. Right. And the audio was through the tripod or for the camera. And it just wasn't great. So, my friend and I came up with this idea and the concept. Like I said, we got a couple people to help us out. And here we are 13 years later. So some of them still helping. Some of them have moved on to other things. Last but not least, on the Patreon, $10 and up, we got Bonnie Miller. Thank you so much, Bonnie. Much love, much love, much love. All right, so that's Patreon. That's basically all I had for my agenda. So now you get to hit me with unless your name is Nam, then you can pretty much ask me anything. And the reason why I say no Nam is because he has violated some of the appropriateness and recent times. Like, you don't play the guessing game with Nam. I learned that the hard way. In fact, one of my like pretty epic moments was almost like not valid or not usable due to some pretty Nam-like behavior. I'm bummed he's got to work tomorrow. I was hoping he was going to get to work from home and that we were going to get to bug and harass him and play some Apex, but it sounds like Gray is going to get me back on that COD game. So a little update. I did send Reese to Regal Cinemas today to go see what we could find out about the Gladiator 2 popcorn buckets. For those of you who don't know, big fan of MF Doom. The Doom mask that he dons was actually created by the guy who made the Gladiator mask. It was inspired by the Gladiator mask movie mask. And so now they got these buckets you can get. So I sent Reese down there today. He had school. It was right by the theater. I said, hey, take my credit card, and if they got them, get them. That'd be awesome. So he did. He stopped by, and unfortunately, they're not supposed to sell them till November 15th. But he's like, I've seen them leaked all over the place, and lots of places have them, but they might get fined. So I don't want to send, I don't want to tell you that I'm going to have them early or sell you one because I don't want to get fined either. And I thought that was fair. I know that, back in the day, I used to have a friend that worked at GameStop, and, I may have gotten a couple of games early due to that friendship. And, they ended up getting fired. And it wasn't just me that they hooked up games for. It was some other people too. So I feel bad about that stuff. And I try not to encourage any of those fireable offenses, if you will. So thank you for asking me. Hey, thanks for swinging by. I hope we get Lego City 2. We know that TT Games has been working on something for a while, but we just don't know what it is. We've heard rumors from ex-TT employees claiming that it's for sure a DC-related game, likely Lego Batman. That got debunked, and that's been like 3 years ago now. We've heard that they're hiring for big IPs, so like new properties and stuff. Like, I don't know what that would be. You start looking at like what they have in the Lego bricks and what they're focusing on for that. I mean, they've got like Lego Super Mario that they have a lot of Lego sets for. They have Lego Sonic. It'd be really dope because they have like a Mario and Sonic All-Stars game. It would be cool if we got a Lego and Mario, or Lego Sonic and Mario All-Stars game. I doubt any of that'll happen. I'm still a huge advocate for the old TV show Lost. I think that would be an amazing. There's so many characters. There's so much. There's the Lego smoke monster would be so dope. Like, but it's 20 years ago. There's no way they're bringing that out. Hanna-Barbera is even further back, even though they did like Flintstones, Jetsons, and Dimensions. So like there's definitely stuff there. Uh, you look at other things too. Like you look at like the what's popular with kids stuff right now. I don't even know. Peppa Pig has a deal with Duplo. I mean, I don't think we'd get a Lego Peppa Pig game, but boy, would that be awesome. So I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that I'd like to see, but let's see here. What I got in the chat? Matt says Masters of the Universe. Lego Masters of the Universe would be cool too. Because they Funko Fusion just had that in there. I feel like that license is probably not going to be reused right away. I mean, you see toys get licensed all over the place. I mean, sometimes you see like Lego get something and a couple months later you got like Mega Bricks has the license to it or whatever. I've seen Back to the Future go through a bunch of different brick or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, definitely lots of possibilities. I'm curious to see what they're working on. They've been cooking on something for a couple of years now. Like we talked the other day, a lot of the big long-term contributors for the development teams of our Lego games left Lego to go work on Funko Fusion. And in less than 2 years, they started a whole new studio, got rights to all sorts of different franchises, slapped them together, and put together a pretty solid game. Now, granted, there was some things that were kind of broken when it came out, but we've already had that talk. A lot of games are. And they've actually been one of the devs that they've already put out like 7 or 8 updates, 2 really big ones and like 5 or 6 small ones. So definitely awesome stuff. And big shout out to 1010 Games for the hard work they're doing. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing what Sony and Gorilla and I don't know who else. Who's the other developer on that? I should probably know that. I mean, because is Gorilla making it in the Lego engine? I just wish I had access to the game. I mean, there's definitely some videos out there as of the last couple of days. It looks like there's more and more stuff. Here's some 17 minutes of gameplay. I don't think I've seen this. I'm going to actually open that up in a new tab and watch that to see if I could find if they do have like mini kits or anything. The interface is amazing. It looks beautiful. It looks like they've really polished some of the stuff that they've worked on in the last couple of years, like Brick Builder's Journey, or was it Brick Tales? Woo! And then they've got, the Castaways is sort of that like the same top-down view almost versus like a behind, or I don't know. It just feels different. I don't want to get too far in here. It looks like they're playing co-op in this particular one. Yeah, new PS5 co-op gameplay. Something I wouldn't be doing for the videos, but I'm curious. Is it online too? Let's see here. Lego Horizon. Who is the other developer? Studio Gobo. What else have they made? Studio Gobo. Interesting. Anybody know what Studio Gobo made? It's a game that actually has been requested a fair amount over the years. All right, so okay, Studio Gobo. What other games though? Studio Life. We create. Join us. Our news. Our home. Say hello. No, I want to know what games. How are you gonna have? How are you gonna have a website about your company but not have our news? Yeah, that's weird. They don't have. What? So Studio Gobo looks like wow. They've worked on Redfall. Looks like they were a part of Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, their site isn't very user friendly. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, they're definitely known for AAA character action video games. So that's awesome. They're basically a co-developer. They've teamed up with Ubisoft Montreal for Honor on that game. They've worked with yeah, there's on for Honor again. So yeah, interesting. Snarf, snarf. I see you guys talking about Thundercats, Thundercats, Thundercats. Oh, yeah. I mean, that would be a fun one too, right? Definitely. All right. Well, let's see here. What else we got? Lego Thundercat. Nice. Masters of the Universe. I have the power. I've actually bought that box set of that and was watching some recently, and man, cartoons have come a long way. Not hating. That was my jam when I was younger. He-Man and She-Ra were definitely on every day. And let's see here, Lego Transformers game or a DreamWorks game with every movie like Kung Fu Panda. Yeah, that would be a DreamWorks game. Would be cool. That'd be a lot of different properties or ideas, worlds all morphed into one. I think as we get more and more into gaming, this limitation of like one franchise or one set of rules or expectations is not nearly as fun as mashing up a bunch of them. Like the Funko Fusion just got a bunch of updates, and I still don't quite understand the connections. But like they added the Office characters, they added Bob Ross, the painter. They added what else? There was one other one that they just added. I can't think of it. Anyways, just I like the mashup stuff. People are buying it up too. Why not? If you like it, buy it. That's how I look at it. All right, guys, getting to be about an hour, a little shorter than I expected, but right about on time. Can't smell any food yet. I don't know what the plans for dinner are. Reese, I think, is gone. Oh yeah, Reese is going. One of his friends is in theater and tries out for a bunch of local plays and things, and he's lead role of what are they doing right now? They're getting ready to do Grease, but they're doing Footloose. He's got the main role, so dude's pretty cool dude, and Reese is going to that tonight, so he'll be gone. In fact, I'm sure he's already left. But let's see here. Gotta love the oldie main card. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean you got like those old Transformers and the OG Transformer Gen 1 stuff. And then you got like the old G.I. Joe series too with Cobra, and that was really fun, and all very similar feel to them at that time. They all looked a little bit different, but feel was about the same. And pacing and writing and all that. So it's different now for sure. And it's like microcosms. Like if you can't entertain them have you noticed that in a lot of like the funny movies, it's like a one-liner every 10 seconds versus like even in comedy, like sitcoms and stuff, like it's not build up and banter. It's just like one-liner, 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 one-liner. And I mean, some of it's pretty funny. Don't get me wrong, but like I feel like some of it's not as cool as it used to be. Hey, question for you guys out there. A lot of you guys have been sort of giving me feedback regarding ads. What's the ads been like? I had it on balanced again, which the other day, a couple of you were saying you were getting like every 5 minutes or more. A couple, like 2 or 3 every 5 minutes. That's crazy. So I was spreading them out at like, I think, was it 12 or 18 minutes, something like that. And it seemed to be better for a lot of you, but I'm curious to see how today was. Talal, what's up, dude? Chapter. Hey, Corduroy. I used to have that book. It's all about the button. Yeah, my grandma used to read that to me all the time. Where's Robert Smith? What the hell? I'm just now seeing that. I know you said you were going to post it earlier, but I'm just now seeing it. Hey, if you guys haven't already, we do have a Discord. It would be awesome if you joined it and participated. It's not always a really positive, fun place, but we try to make it that way. So it'd be great to see you over there. It'd be great to see you subscribe to our HTG TV channel, which is where I'm streaming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, right now, and then Sundays we're right here on the main channel. It'd also be killer if you found Kirsten's link and subscribed to Kirsten's channel. She is like in the home stretch for subscribers to get her monetization checkbox, and she is also needing some watch time hours. But we're, all sort of working together. She's streaming a couple times a week, and lots of us are attending that. It'd be great to see you there for those as well. And she has tons and tons and tons of back content too. So any and all watch time for her would be greatly appreciated. So, like I said, I guarantee you she's played some pretty high-end games that you'd like to see played. So if you're trying to kill 20 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, a whole day, whatever it is, check it out, Kirsten Kraus. You can find links all over our main channel and HTG TV as well. In fact, let me double check this. I'm pretty sure. Yep. Main website, HTG. So happythumbsgaming.com. Okay. On the far left side of our page, we have a social media bar that takes you to Facebook, YouTube, HTG TV YouTube, our Discord, our Twitter, our Instagram. That's not there anymore. I'll have to fix that. RSS feed, which I don't think anybody uses anymore, but I'm told it's good practice and good search engine optimization, not organization. And then the bottom link is Kirsten Kraus's HTG Kirsten's YouTube channel. So if all else fails and you cannot find it, happythumbsgaming.com is your place to find the link. It's also where we got our Funko Fusion guide and soon to be our Lego Horizon Adventures guide too. So let's see here. Great granddaughter, that is awesome. Let's see here. Frankenstein DLC was added. Oh yeah, that's right. The Universal monsters are starting to come. I think yes. Let's see. I dropped Discord. All right, get out of here, Karen. There we go. Is that what you're looking for? All right, guys. We're right about the 1 hour mark, or like a couple minutes short, but regardless, we're right about. So nobody said anything about ads, right? Let's see. I'm still coming apart with your sentence at the beginning. Okay, so that one so Raised is saying that there is a little bit of delay at the beginning. Which was and wasn't a thing for people. Like everybody was telling me it was, and then everyone's like, nope, it's gone now. It's not happening. Now it seems like it might be happening. But yeah, so just let me know. Keep me posted. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Much love to you all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the October game break. I did update the spooky house background. I don't know if anybody noticed that or not, but it's different. It's same, but different. Spooky. Guys, be safe out there. Have fun. Treat those trick-or-treaters with respect. By keeping the lights off and not serving any candy, keeping it for yourself. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to be eating some candy, though. That's for sure. Guys, that's going to do it for me, though. Head on over to any of our social medias. If you have not already, please check out happythumbsgaming.com. As I mentioned earlier, we got htgmerch.com as well, where we got our merchandise. Please check it out. Get some stuff ordered for the holidays for your fam. And as for me, that's going to do it. As always, until next time.